Hey y'all, Miss Ugly Hands is back. You know, I was looking at my page and I'm only 8 subscribers away from 1,000. You know what that means? That means that almost 1,000 people have looked at my videos and said, she's funny or she's got good videos. But probably 10 million people have clicked and went, but who cares? Anyway, I wanted to give y'all an update on everything that I'm up to. And right here are my 4 prized possessions, okay? So I went ahead and I got my Windows 8 computer and it was only $330 off of Lenovo, which is amazing because it works so good. It's touch low. Well, I guess you have to hold that down to get to do something. Yeah, like next. Okay. So anyway, so that I'm all satisfied with. I have my Acer laptop, which I should have showed y'all, but it's in the other room. So now back to my phones. So here's what I got. I had my LG F3, and I love that so much that what did I do? I actually, if I can find it, I actually have a backup of that phone because no batteries in it because it's off to the side, but such a great phone. So since I made a video last, I've done a couple of things to it. Put a skin on it because as you can see, it's got a black face. And then I went ahead and I put a pinstripe from like a car from the auto store, but it still wasn't white enough. And they did sell a skin that I could put on the back, but I didn't like it because it only went to there and it wasn't white all the way. So what do? I went and bought some plastic paint that you would use to paint furniture, plastic furniture, and I spray painted it. And let me tell you, it come out so perfect. I had to do a couple of coats. There was no priming. I mean, it's the bomb diggity. Do people still say that? Well, I do. But look at it. It's so cool. So now I have a perfect little white phone because, I love white phones. But the F3, it didn't come in white. And this was only $99. I bought it a year ago, but I just happened to notice that it's still on Metro PCS's website because it's such a great phone. And there's all rooting for it. And the rooting, which is so great because I don't care about custom ROMs and stuff. But what I did notice was within a couple of weeks of having this phone, it ran out of space. It only came with 4 gigabytes of storage, and out of the box it only had 127 available. Now, I love LG, but their operating system on a phone with only 4 gig, not really that great. But I did go ahead and root it because there's a lot of development for this phone. And what I did was I rooted it, then I partitioned my SD card, and then I got the links to SD, and that's the only real way to move apps to SD, because now after, I think, Ice Cream Sandwich or something, you can't do the actual app, or I don't know the specifics, but I followed the instructions, and let me tell you, this phone is so fast. And now I have, when I rooted it at first, I only had like 30 megabytes available of 4 gig. But I went ahead and I put a bunch of stuff on my SD. Not everything can be moved to SD because they're ODEX files or something. But all the ones that are, I got about 60 apps on my SD card. So I now have 700 megabytes of data. And anything else mainly will go there because I'm done. So it's running so super fast. And let's go home. And I mean, this phone is so great. Like, look, it does everything LG F3 does. But of course, a lot of things it doesn't do because it's only $99 off contract. How could you beat that? But I just love it. It even has Gorilla Glass because I've had it for like 6 months now. And look, I don't know if you could see the screen. There's not a scratch on it and no case. So this right here, if y'all need a secondary phone, I have been hawking this phone for like almost a year, and I don't know how many of y'all have actually went and checked it out, but for $99 and all that it does, and it's so convenient because I have all these big phones and everything, but I keep this in a little thing on me at all times because the day that somebody walks into my workplace with an AK-47 or whatever, if I have and wants to blow everybody away, workplace violence, I mean, it could happen. I don't have these phones available because they're so big and I had to treat them so nice. So this little guy is on me 24/7. If I need to, well, not 24/7, don't shower with it. But, you know, if I need to take a quick picture, make a call, I have it right now. By the way, this is going to be a long video, so get comfortable. I gave up T-Mobile. They done pissed me off because, you know, they sent that update and it totally jacked up my LG G2. Well, they went ahead and they sent me a warranty phone, which was great because it was brand new. I made a video about that. It even had all the stickers on it, and it's performed perfect, and it still has Jelly Bean because I didn't take the update. I still have the update sitting there. Let me show you. I don't know why that keeps turning off, but let me just check it out. Give me a second. So I'm looking to see why it's on, but okay, so let's shut it off and try again. Because I don't use the knock on. I like this one because it's so much easier than knocking. But anyway, so I have the update right there. Where is it? System update downloaded. And I've been treating this thing like a little time bomb every time, because you can't shut the update off. You can't not take the update. You can't get rid of the update. And I do not want that update. So many people having issues. So I just always make sure when I'm in notifications that I don't touch it. So like I said, I treat it like a little time bomb. But anyway, so let's go back to this. So we'll go in order if I can actually do that. So I forgot where I was. I don't remember. But this is running Jelly Bean. I want to say 2.2 or 4.2. It's fast. It's so convenient. I cannot say enough things about this phone. Oh, yes. I gave up T-Mobile because they done pissed me off with this. And then I had the phone almost all paid off. And then, but I was on the Jump program. And so I called them and I was like, well, wait a second. I paid almost $400 off on this phone already. And if I go into the Jump program, I mean, I was already on the Jump program, but I was like, if I use the Jump program, I lose about $100 and something that I paid on this. That's not fair. And so after talking to like 20 people, they were like, well, the Jump program is really not for people that intend to pay off most of their phone and all this other rigmarole. And I was like, that's not right. Y'all should be clear and y'all should put, you know, some kind of message to people so that they know, you know, like, I don't know. Well, anyway, they got me mad. They wouldn't give me back my $100 credit towards the extra that I paid on the phone. Not that I was even thinking of switching to a different phone, but it was the principle of the matter. You know what I'm saying? So I just got mad at them and I was like, I don't know what I was doing, but I saw Metro PCS was $60 unlimited, 4G unlimited LTE. And the only thing is I don't have a hotspot on this line. So that's the only bad thing, but I never hotspot. I mean, really, hardly ever. And so I went ahead and I got 2 lines on Metro PCS. I was paying, not including my EIP, I was paying $150 something. I mean, including my $28, $25, $21 EIP. I was paying about almost, am I still recording? Because you know the video has a habit of shutting me off when I get too long-winded. But anyhow, so I went ahead and now I was at 130 without the EIP. And now I'm just 95 because I got 2 phones on it. There's no tax. They're about $20 cheaper and $10 cheaper each line. And I am totally happy with Metro PCS because they use all of T-Mobile's towers. And they're never going to shut me off. Like when I had Straight Talk, I was always worried I was going to hit the cap, that they never tell you what the cap is. But look, let me show you. I'm going to go right now. We're going to go and take it off Wi-Fi. And you'll probably see 4G LTE. Because, yep, there it is. Somewhere. Yeah, there it is. So I unlocked this phone because I paid it in full. And I was like, goodbye, T-Mobile. And then this little guy, if you didn't believe it, that also, I'm going to take off the Wi-Fi. And look at that, 4G, where is it? 4G LTE. So how could you beat that? $95 for 2. This one has just unlimited calling and text and 500 megabytes of high-speed data. That's the little one. But then it just gets throttled, big deal. And this is unlimited all the time, 4G. Okay, so that's what's going on with these 2 phones. I'm still head over heels in love with this as long as I don't take that update. And I love this because it's just a bomb. So anyway, so then I went ahead and remember I had that big phone, that tablet, Galaxy Tablet 2. I had the thick bezels and it was a 7-inch tablet. But I really wanted a big phone, you know, and I wasn't going to, and a big phone that wasn't expensive because all the big phones that are coming out, like the Optimus G Pro, which is too close to this one in size and in design for me to justify that I just finished paying this off for $500 and then I'm going to buy the Optimus G Pro 2 for $600 and something. And it's got almost 90%, 95% of the features. So I want something a little different, but bigger. So I got this. And let me tell you, this is really nice because it was only $288. It's the Samsung Tab 3 international version. So it's unlocked. It's got no bloatware. It's running a 1.2 gigahertz Exynos processor. The battery is like 3,800 or something. Very long battery life. It's got 1.5 gigs of RAM. Very super fast. I'm able to do everything on it that you could do. Like I got my wallpapers. I'm running ADWX launcher. It's just great. I mean, I just love this phone. Let me show you the giant phone. Go home. And it's got a capacitive, you know, a touch home button, which I love. On a big phone, you can't have a buttonless display. Sorry. Okay, so here's my little circle launcher. And here's the phone. So, how cool is that? I mean, it's a big giant phone. And, oh, God, let me show you some pictures so you can see how nice this phone shows pictures. Gallery. And let's say we'll look at wallpapers. Me in the 80s. I know I always point that out. But look, are you getting that? Beautiful. I mean, and they zoom. It's very, 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 very great device. I threw a T-Mobile SIM card in it. I put $100 because if you put $100 on it for minutes, you automatically become a gold member and you get 600 free minutes, I believe. So, like if you put them on a little bit at a time, you just get $10 for 10 minutes, $30, 30 minutes, something like that. And $80 would be $80 would be 800 minutes. I'm confused. $100. No, you don't get any free minutes. My bad. Well, no, she told me it's 10 cents a minute. Okay, well, I'll work it all out later, but I know you get a bonus. Plus, your minutes are good for a year. So the way that works is I will never use 1,000 minutes in 1 year. Say I use 500 minutes and then my year is coming up due. And the minutes, even though they're only good for a year, as soon as you put a little bit more money on the card, it makes them expire in another year. So if I have, let's just say for argument's sake, 990 minutes left, and my year is about to be over tomorrow, I'm not going to lose those 990 minutes if I just put $10 on the card. It gives me a new expiration year, a year out, and I'll have 990 minutes plus the 10 minutes that I bought for $10. So that's a really great deal. But this phone, and it's got everything. It's got IR blaster. It's the only thing it doesn't have is NFC. But it's got Bluetooth, of course. That's stupid. I can't even believe I said that. It's got GPS. Everything, you know, it's such a nice tablet. And the resolution's not great. But I think everything is crystal clear. And you can change all your fonts if you want to different sizes. Like we'll go to settings. Very, very clear. You can't see any pixelation. It's only 1280 by 800. But, I mean, you really can't go wrong with this. You see the display. I show you. You could change all the fonts. Like, you can go to huge if you wanted. But I would never want a font that big because I like little fonts. But that's really a nice tablet. Can't say enough nice things about it. And that was $288 on Amazon. Okay, and I love it. I was even going to send it back after a while. After I fell back in love with my LG G2, I was like, I don't need a phone this big. But you know what? for all it does, and I definitely think it's future-proof for a long time. It's so lightweight and so thin. There's my skin on the back. There's my skin on the back. Really great phone. I just love it. I mean, I just leave it in the house. I'll sometimes take it. Always have connectivity in terms of a phone if I need it. Plus I have my Skype, so I really don't. But you need Wi-Fi for Skype. And then, or you know, I could always just Wi-Fi from Tether. Okay, so then here is my last device that I love also. This was a find because this is a Acer tablet that has front-facing tablet, rear-facing tablet. Yes, I have a skin on it, but it's from my laptop because I'm waiting for the skin for this particular tablet. But anyway, so super fast. It's a quad-core processor, okay? And this one was $109. I bought two. Cannot be beat. I mean, it can do everything. Super, super fast. Very clear. And again, this is a low resolution too. This is only 1024 by 600. But because of the form factor and everything, it just works. I mean, super fast. Super nice. I'll show you some of the pictures on this. Let's see. Vertical wallpapers. It's so easy to hold. Pretty lightweight. It's not as light as the iPad mini, but I mean super, super fast. Really, really nice tablet. You cannot go wrong with this guy. Like I said, I bought two because whenever I come across something that's a real steal, you gotta buy two because if one breaks and then you can't ever get it again, you're like feeling so bad. So I leave one at work, I leave one on my desk, and I think I'm pretty set. Now, before I end my video, which is already 15 minutes, so I know by now only hardcore BTC fans are hanging in there, and if you're one of them, thanks. I want to show you a couple of really great apps that I found, okay? For this one, it doesn't have the ability to make the windows tiny. I mean, you do have this multifunction feature where you can go like that, and there you have one app, and then let's just say you pull the alarm in. And you have two, but they take up the whole screen, and you can't use stuff in back of them. And after LGG2, I'm really spoiled. I like that. So what I found was a browser called Floating Browser. And it's got a word in front of it, but I'm not really sure what it is. So for now, we're just going to Google Floating Browser, and you'll find it. Here it says Floating Browser, but when you open it, it's called something else. But anyway, look at that. Not only can you do everything and then make it small, just like LGG2. LGG2 does the same exact thing, plays it. You can actually, let's say if we can, it's in here. It's just one of my apps. So I can do one more. So now I have two floating browsers. And unless I'm crazy, I think I could even do three. Let's see. No, two is the max. But if you have two things running, like watch, I think we can put Chrome out. Let's see. Yeah, so I got Chrome, I got Floating Browser. That is the best browser I've ever used, aside from the LGG2. But I think I like this one even better because the window gets real tiny. See, it's just a little, you know, 1x1 or whatever. So that is a great browser. Let me shut all that. So that's a great app. Another app that I find priceless is this thing called Argus Touch Blocker. And what you do is you go, I don't think I have a shortcut right now. I'm not done setting this up. Okay, touch blocker. Come on, don't tell me it's not on here. I don't see it. So I know I have it on here. So let me show y'all. Okay, again with that thing. It keeps shutting off. I don't know what the deal is. Okay, so touch blocker. It's right here. Argus touch blocker. It's enabled. And once, I just disabled it. And once it's enabled, it sits here in your notification. See, and right now it says touch to disable. So I'm going to touch it. Once I do that, nothing works, okay? My buttons will always work. It doesn't disable them. So you still got to be a little careful when you're touching your phone around the buttons. See, that still works. Now you enable it, and now everything works. I'm going to turn on my hotspot. Hold on. I don't want to. Okay, come on now. I do not want to forget that my hotspot is on. Lord have mercy, why won't it shut off? I'm hitting it too many times. Let's just do it through settings. I'm sorry, but I just don't want to have it on when I'm not needing it. So, tethering and networks. Anytime today would be nice. Okay, what the hell? LGG2 does this sometimes. Am I disabled? Argus disabled. No, it's not engaged. So what the deal? Does your LGG2 do that sometimes? It just goes black on me. But I love the phone, and it's you gotta just kind of wait for it to catch up, I think. See, I don't want to keep touching stuff because it's already trying to deal with the 12 taps that I did. So I think if you just wait a second, there you go. Okay. See, so now, let me shut that hotspot again. Hold on. Tethering and networks. And off. Okay. So, again, that Argus touch blocker is so great because if you ever are playing a video and you pick up your phone and you touch the screen, the video stops. And if you're anything like me, my connection can be weak at times. Once the video gets rolling, it plays good. But if I have to stop it and reload it, oh my God, I get so annoyed every time. So when I found that Argus touch blocker, I was like, yes, this is what I've been waiting for. And then another really good video, the hell am I saying? App I found is called Night Mode, and that is a really great, because even the Samsung Galaxy Tab, look how dim it gets when you turn it dim. If you look, it's really dim, and then if you make it bright, it's really bright. Okay, very bright. You know, I don't know what that's called, but levels. But now look, if we go ahead and I'm going to put it on the dimmest it could be. Okay, that's as dim as it gets, okay? Can you see? All right, that's as dim as it gets. But if you enable night mode and you start it, I don't know if you can see how dim it is. It's practically black. Now, it looks black, but it's really not black, and then you stop it. Okay, it's not really black, but in a darkly lit room, even the dimmest can be too bright. And if your husband is like my husband, he'll be like, shut that thing off. But once I've used the night mode, I still can see everything, but it never bothers him. So that is an amazing app. So I think, oh, and one other really good app, if you have the LG G2 and you sometimes feel that sucker get hot, I found a really simple thermometer. Like if it's heating up on me, I just go ahead and I hit that and I can quickly see what degrees it is. My understanding, if it's past 110, you better shut that baby down. My Optimus G Pro used to shut itself down. It would tell me it's really hot and it's turning off. But this one doesn't tell me that. It just all of a sudden I'll touch it and I'll be like, oh my God, it's almost on fire. And I'll stop playing a video or whatever. So I don't know. That's the only thing I don't like about the LG G2, but I love everything else. And I don't know if I showed you this because I started another video and then it jacked up on me. So I'm not sure if I showed you this, but what I've done, because the back buttons, they still get on my nerves, or at least they used to before I did this. Because as much as I like their placement, especially if the thing is down, and just being able to do that is great. But sometimes you can't find them, even after 6 months of ownership. I sometimes would get confused. So I went ahead and I put a couple of things on the button so I cannot mistake through the touch, you know, just feeling them, what's what. And I had the rhinestones on, which I had showed y'all last video. But it was still preventing me. I couldn't feel that power on button, and it was annoying. So I went ahead and I had this little like rhinestone paper. It's sticky paper and it has little gems on it. And I put a piece there, and now I know what every button is. That's on off, and that's volume up. Well, yeah. And that's volume down without even a second thought. I never hit the wrong button. So that is a really great feature. So in conclusion, I just want to say that if y'all have ever thought about having a backup phone, or if the phones that you buy, they're so fancy that, you know, they're at risk to being dropped or whatever when you just have to make a quick call, I cannot say enough things about having a secondary phone that is just really cheap, $99 at Best Buy, off contract, Metro PCS, Works on T-Mobile's LTE as I had before I went back to Metro PCS. You just buy the phone for $99, unlock it for $10. Then you follow all the root stuff. If you need me to direct you to it, I will. Hey y'all, I'm back. How rude. My Samsung Galaxy camera cut me off after 25 minutes. But I did want to just give a proper goodbye for those of you who are still watching. Probably one person, my super fan, Balboa, or however you say your name. But anyway, and I did, just because I mentioned my Asus laptop, I did want to just bring it into the fold real quick and show it to you because it was such a great buy. Excuse me. You know how I love my white electronics. I don't know if you could see, but that's a metal logo. Really nice. And let's see if I show you it right quick. Look, you just can shut. It's a Windows 8 and oops. And you just like, let's see. No. Maybe you gotta hit that. It's still kind of new. But, you know, it's only a 1366 by 768 resolution, but it's really nice for pictures and stuff. I don't know if you could see how clear it is. And it's really pretty. I named it Oreo. Sign in. You can use a picture password. You set up the touch points. But, and you have to get used to the charms, like popping out the charms, like, I'm not going to go into a tutorial now, but really it's nowhere near as bad as everyone says. And that's if you get the 8.1 running Windows 8. 8.1, in my opinion, it mucked up 8.0, and 8.0 was pretty bad. But I mean, it has like these giant arrows in 8.1, and you can't get rid of them unless you go into the registry, and there's a whole other upgrades that it just messed it up. But this laptop is so pretty. It weighs about 5.5 pounds, and I know not too many people are looking for a 15-inch laptop these days, but if you just need something that isn't too expensive, the touchpad is amazing. Every laptop I ever had, I always used a mouse, but this one is made out of glass, and it's so smooth and really a nice laptop. So I did want to just show y'all that, but that's about everything. So thanks for watching, and see you soon. Bye, y'all. Hey, y'all. I just also wanted to mention before the video that I made starts, it shows you what I'm all doing with all my different phones this week. I just wanted to say that it has really warmed my heart that LG has really stepped it up. Now, if you remember, I've been hawking them as a really great product to use, I guess, since the HD 4xX when I sold my Samsung Galaxy Note 2 for the LG HD Optimus, which that was like almost 2 years ago, and I couldn't believe it. I made a video called I sold my Samsung Galaxy Note 2 for the LG, and then I said, what? Yes, LG. Because it was even back then that I realized how great they were. But of course, they've stepped it up so much, and I just wanted to say that I'm so excited, and I hope all of y'all are too, because I think we did it. I mean, it's not a done deal yet, but they are definitely now a force to be reckoned with, and all the reviewers and everybody talks about them as if they've been singing their praises forever. And they're so full of crap, because we know that they knocked everything. And you know, I was even listening to an old podcast, and you should have heard when they first started seeing LG's phones coming, you know, like the LG Optimus G. You had to hear some of the reviewers saying how it's such a great operating system. It doesn't slow the system down. It's so nice. Da, da, da. They had none of the mean things to say about it that they did when the LG G2 got popular and everybody started slamming their notifications and saying that their thing is so, you know, cartoony and everything. And I just hope that LG doesn't change everything, just like Samsung. You know, okay, I'm gonna rant now, and I'm sorry, but doesn't it drive you crazy that Samsung and all the different companies plant these shills and they roam the forums, and they're so stupid, these big companies, because they actually take the 1% of their consumers that go on the internet and are in forums and everything, and they actually listen to what they say. And that blows my mind, because the 1% of the crybabies are not the buying public. The buying public are the 99% of people that are using their products and saying, wow, this is really cool. Just like, HTC, where they did away with so many of their animations. It's so sad, because everything is now becoming so flat and one-dimensional. And I just have, even Samsung, have you seen their latest, they still have TouchWiz, but on the Galaxy S5, their icons are just little round flat things that say display, general, battery, and I'm just like, really? This looks like a freaking Windows phone, and it's breaking my heart. And I just hope that LG does not jump on that bandwagon and flatten all their, animations, because that is my favorite part of LG's operating system, or skin, or whatever you want to call it. But I did just want to say that I personally take a lot of credit for how good LG is doing, if you can believe that. I'm just kidding. My crazy videos and all my rants and everything, I'm sure I haven't done, that much. But you never know, because I was really intent on spreading the word. And now I think the word is spread. So just wanted to thank all of y'all for that, because I know y'all have been really supportive and I appreciate it. So, okay, so here's on with the video of what I've been up to lately. If you've even listened this far, I appreciate it. Bye, y'all.